Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we're here with you for this week's Variety Hour.
Act 92. We're still at it.
Act 92. That's our age.
They, not combined, though. I mean, that's just it. We are the old men of the internet.
We are Bernie Sanders.
Oh, Bernie.
Booktube!
Oh, Bernie.
We're booktubers!
We like booktube. We are going to have to be the first people to come out and publicly say, Bernie Sanders. I am all about that man. I cannot find a single thing I don't like about him. I imagine he smells like Werther's Originals and marijuana. And that...
Maybe not in that order.
Maybe not in that order. Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Wow. What a refreshing political choice in Bernie Sanders.
Speaking of refreshing, the opposite of that, what are we smoking?
This is your choice this week.
Yeah.
This is an acid cigar.
Yeah.
Again, I assume Mr. Sanders had a good time in the 60s. So this is an acid cigar.
You're so proud of yourself.
I was very proud of that one. That was on a whim.
It tastes like old people Christmas.
Disappointment ribbon candy.
Spice. It's like spice.
It is very flavorful. Not as bad as when we first lit it. It's mellowing out a little bit, so hopefully that will continue. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? This Variety Hour, this classic vlog of Adrian and Dalton just talking about what's on our mind.
Well, these cigars came with a... What did it say on the ribbon?
The rebirth of cigars.
The rebirth of... I like goals. I think that's...
Goals are an important thing.
Yeah.
I'm drinking green tea this week. See, that's a health thing. There's a pound of sugar in it, too. That's the best part.
Green tea from where you got it from is not necessarily the most healthy.
Anyway, goals. What would you say our goals need to be for March? Do you have any personal goals? Channel goals?
Personal goals. I'm going to write 510 words a day.
You monster.
Read 25 pages a day.
Reasonable.
Which, we'll have to read more than that for the channel.
Yes.
But what happens is normally there's a day, 2 days, 3 days where you read absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? So if I can limit those days to 0 and maintain reading 25 pages on those days, I think it'll be profitable.
That's a good thing.
And write a poem every day. Strictly because a lot of times when I do... Like I write 500 words a day, or when I kick it up and I'm trying to write 1,000 words a day, something like that, a lot of it becomes free writing, right? Okay. Because there's days where you just don't have anything to write.
Yes.
And there's days where you don't have a short story you're working on. There's days where you're not going to go back and pick up one of those novels. So I try to, a lot of times what happens when I set those word limits for myself, or word expectations, because there's a difference between a goal and an expectation, I think. And I try to make those expectations. Is that I end up writing about nothing. And I think that's a bad thing.
It could be.
But a lot of it I deal with the strategy of life. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something during the day that you think, I ought to start doing that. So what I'll do with the free writing is I will think, okay, strategically, how would I accomplish something like this?
Okay.
So those are my reading and writing goals. What about yourself?
Well, let me plug this real quick. You said something about writing more poetry, and in a past video, you said at one point in your life you fancied yourself a poet because you didn't have the discipline to be a novelist. I agree. I like writing poetry. I've found that out about myself. Whether any of it's good or if it's just garbage, who cares? It's nice. It's a good, healthy writing activity. Gets the words out.
Right.
And it's productive.
And it makes you think about something.
And it does. It makes you think. It gives you a different outlook on things. And you can easily sit down and just hammer out a poem.
Right.
So I like that. I'm going to try to write a little more poetry in March. I've been trying to write a little more in February. It's going well. I'd like to continue that. Reading. This channel, I think we do something a little different than anyone else. I think we read a lot. Now, I'm not saying everyone in BookTube world doesn't read a lot, but it seems like we are reading a ridiculous amount. And maybe that's just because we're putting 6-7 videos up a week, but we are reading a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep on that goal there, making sure that I'm reading every day, whether it's, 80 pages because I got into it, 10 pages because I had to do dishes. You need to read every day. That's important.
Here's what I will say. The importance of setting a page expectation is that it keeps you from doing the 10-page days.
Okay.
It keeps you from, well, I did dishes, and really I went running for a little bit, and I had work today.
I didn't go running.
I'm done with all of it. I'm going to skip today. I'll come back tomorrow refreshed. It keeps that grind on you.
Okay.
So I would suggest figuring out maybe a page expectation. And now, obviously, that's not a page cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those days
but
that
you want to at least get there.
Yeah. Or those days that, where we're really cramming something in for the channel.
Yes.
It keeps you on pace for those, but you got to have the book done tomorrow. You read all 100 pages. You know what I mean? So.
I mean, it's a little different reading because I'll catch myself every now and then. I'll get what I wanted to accomplish done reading-wise for the channel, and then I'll go pick up a book that I've been working on for a while. It's very refreshing. It feels like, I can read for myself again. That's nice. There's a big difference between reading for analysis and reading for pleasure. If you'd agree with me on that.
I don't.
You don't?
Because, not to demean you, but to demean you. No. I try to take the analysis into everything I read, whether it's a comic book, a billboard, because I think it's a good practice for a writer to have.
And you should read everything and be critical of it. It should make you think as a reader, as a writer. But to just turn off and, not stop because, I got to take some notes on this. I need to be writing about this. Just to enjoy the writing. I think it's a different type of reading.
Well, I think it's just like anything, though. It's like working out. It's like running. It's like writing. You flex those muscles enough.
Yeah.
You flex them often enough. You flex them as furiously as you have to, and it becomes second nature. I mean, you really do start reading for analysis without the, I got to stop and write this down. It becomes, like a lot of times, even for the channel, when I'm reading something, I'll just take the note in the back of my head. And then after I'm done reading for the day, I'll go back and find that place in the book, make a note there, make a note in my notebook.
Okay.
So I think it's just a matter of getting used to it.
In addition to that, writing goals, bizarrely enough, through a weird chain of events, I'm going to start doing a little journalism for my real full-time job. Just writing for the local newspapers, nothing too special. But I'm going to dabble a little bit more in that. That's going to take some time. Journalism is very different than creative writing. Complete opposite.
Than fiction writing. It is still a form of creative writing.
It is still creative writing than fiction writing, you're correct. Because you're reading to inform. You just got to get your facts in there. You want it to sound good. You want it to be an enjoyable read. But it is different. So that's been quite a bit of a challenge lately. I don't have a huge background in journalism, but they just so happen to say, hey, this guy at least reads, so let's put him in charge of this.
Hemingway started with journalism. I believe Polinick did. A lot of writers have started with journalism.
Who is it?
Started professionally with journalism.
Yes. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Who wrote that? Why am I blanking on that?
Because you wanted me to blank on it too.
Gonzo journalism.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Damn it!
How disappointed are you in this that you?
And here we are with the BookTube channel, and we can't think of.
Just let it run. Nobody will care. Anyway, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The writer, and I believe it was him, and I could be wrong on this, but it was some very famous writer, was writing for some newspaper or magazine or whatever, and was given a story about a horse. Have you heard this? Where the horse jumped over a fence and ran away, and it caused a scuttle.
That was Vonnegut.
Was it Vonnegut?
I think that was Vonnegut.
Oh, I hope it's Vonnegut, because it's one of my favorite stories. Because as soon as they approach me about writing, for the newspaper, I'm like, I'm going to do this.
And he got up and he quit.
Not only did he get up and quit, but on the typewriter where he was supposed to be writing his story, it just said, "The horse jumped over the fucking fence."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Vonnegut.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson, that's the name. It could have been Hunter. It could have been Vonnegut. I don't remember who. But that stuck with me. I think it's amusing, and hopefully it doesn't get to that point, but you are correct. A lot of writers start their professional careers in journalism.
Yeah.
Because I think that's an easy field to get into.
It's not an easy field to get into. It is easier than fiction, I believe.
It's easier than
fiction.
fiction.
To get paid than fiction.
It's, it's
sustainable.
It's sustainable, and it's available. That's what I'm saying.
It's a career.
It's a job. But it's available. Every town's got a newspaper.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to write it.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We're going to dabble in it. We'll see what comes of it.
Anything else you'd like to talk about?
I think you had a couple points.
I want to talk about coffee enemas and Ben Affleck.
Okay.
They're sort of the same thing.
Okay.
So I was talking to a medical professional this past week, and one of the things that came up in conversation was stupid questions. And there's a lot of questions that someone's not going to think is stupid when they ask it. But that does not mean it is not a stupid question. Why am I having headaches, for example? Literally anything can cause you to have a headache. Literally anything. So it is impossible to ask someone why you're having headaches.
Okay.
But I told this guy, I said, hey, whenever anyone asks you a question about something that's wrong with them, what can they do, how you got to answer is coffee enema. Just tell them, you know what'll clear that up is a coffee enema. I've got this rash on my arm, I don't know what happened, coffee enema. I've been having headaches, coffee enema. I really can't sleep at night, coffee enema.
You are going to be responsible for so many third-degree burn cases in the greater Kansas City area.
Third-degree rectal burn.
Somebody's going to be making a cup of, on their Jiffy pot, and they're just going to pour it straight into their ass.
Straight into their ass.
The man on the internet told me to do it. It was a good idea.
So, to continue this story, I thought that was so funny. I thought I was being so funny that I ended up telling the story to my friend Stan. And I'm telling Stan, and I said, so what I tell him is, I say, hey, you got to tell everybody, coffee enema. So we're laughing, and I go, I just really don't know what it is that compels people to do this. And Stan goes, what? And I said, I don't know what it is that makes people pour coffee up their ass. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, this is a thing. He said, no. I said, yeah, people do this.
Yeah.
This is one of those home remedy things.
Yeah.
People pour coffee up their ass. And he said, no, they don't. This is a joke. Acted as if I had insulted his mother. That is the disdain with which he approached this. And I could not, nothing in my life has been more gorgeous than that moment where Stan just goes, no. What do you mean? People do this? And so I pulled up YouTube on my phone.
Oh, no.
And I typed in coffee enema. And I just showed him the pages and pages of people pouring coffee up their ass on YouTube. This
would explain when I get on YouTube to check the channel now why it's all suggestion on coffee enemas. Thank you.
That and I look at where people are putting our videos.
The coffee enema section.
Well, we haven't popped up in a coffee enema playlist yet, but I have a feeling we will. Maybe we should do that challenge.
The coffee enema challenge.
But I was looking through the playlists that we are in, and we're in one for, I believe, Hemingway. We're in one for Flowers for Algernon, one for Catcher in the Rye, and there was one that said, it looked like it was made, like someone had made a playlist of our channel, but it was like this round thing on the front. I didn't know what it was, so I clicked on it. It was people stripping. It was people stripping. So I was like, okay, I'll watch this for a few videos, make sure we're not in here. We were not in there. None of the 121 videos are we in, but
that's we've always joked around about that. What do we call our subscribers? Because most people have, PewDiePie has the bro army or whatever. Do we have strippers?
That is a gorgeous revelation.
The strip cover strippers?
Yes.
Can we say this?
At this point in time, we have 226 strippers on our side.
That's an army. You can accomplish a lot in a small Midwestern town with that.
Oh, the Bible Belt.
Anyway, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. I've mentioned Ben Affleck on the channel a couple times, and my disdain for him runs deep. And we actually had a comment on one of our videos, someone saying, you hate Ben Affleck? What is going on here? I'd like to take a minute to explain.
All right. I'm ready for this.
So, when I heard that Ben Affleck was cast as Batman, I was actually in support of this.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie Boiler Room?
No, I haven't.
No one has. But in that movie, Ben Affleck plays Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
It is not Bruce Wayne, but the role he plays in that movie is dead on Bruce Wayne. It's a movie starring, I think, Giovanni Ribisi? I'm not sure how to say his name.
Okay.
But if you know what a boiler room is, the title ruins the movie. If you do not know what a boiler room is, I will not ruin it for you. It's a good movie. He has a scene in that movie where he just owns the room. The only piece of Ben Affleck acting I've ever seen and liked.
Okay.
So I was all right with him being Batman. So that is not where this beef lies. Here's what one of the things I don't like about Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck has been shoved down our throats since he was the least talented person in Good Will Hunting.
Absolutely,
right?
I agree with that.
Shoved down our throats. Oh, this guy is amazing. He has not a lick of charisma. Though his acting skills have grown over the years, he is still not, to me, likable. Which, say what you will about, oh, what do you mean you just don't like him? That's what you are as an actor. You were there to be liked. You were there to be believed. You were there to be followed, enjoyed on screen. I just don't, I don't like him. He absolutely ruined the character of Daredevil. Very compelling character in the comic books. He, like, the one thing I don't understand is he sort of looks like Daredevil in the costume. When he's not in that cheap-looking cosplay costume, why does he have to have his mouth open all the time? Matt Murdock does not have to look like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
He is the only person that I know of who has played both Batman and Superman. He was in a George Reeves biography, right, where he played the guy who played Superman. He played Superman. Now he's playing Batman. Why does Hollywood keep giving this guy breaks?
I don't know.
Why is Jersey Girl shoved down our throat on a yearly basis?
I am not excited for Batman vs Superman.
Oh, me either.
I'm really, it's,
To top it off, there has been something of a resurgence of intellectualism in the United States, right? Bill Nye the Science Guy is huge. Richard Dawkins has a following.
Oh, yes.
This guy, Sam Harris, is very intelligent. I think that the internet as a whole has had to do with this, right? In the early days of the internet, Bill Nye sort of disappeared, right?
Yes.
Now he's making a resurgence because he knows how to use the medium.
Look at the remake of The Cosmos. I mean, I am a huge Carl Sagan fan.
Absolutely. Now, as intellectualism has risen, the other side of that coin, anti-intellectualism, is rampant right now, okay? Sam Harris, who may or may not have the charisma of a mud fence, is an incredibly intelligent guy.
All right.
Every view that he has on anything is at least worth listening to because you know it is well thought out. He appeared on the Bill Maher show, and he was saying something about radical Islam. Ben Affleck, apparently not listening, went on a tirade against him. Very huge. It's all over YouTube. It's all over social media. That ended my respect for Jersey Girl. Can't do it. Can't do it anymore. I think what it is Hollywood is convinced that this guy is the throwback to the 1950s movie star, right? Big white guy, thick jaw, does the 5 o'clock shadow real well, always has the hair nice, right? He's supposed, that's what Hollywood wants him to be so badly.
But they keep trying to push it.
Trying to push it. And he's just, I mean, he's got no charisma.
Yeah.
I don't know even what else to say. I just don't like him.
Now, did I tell you that I've actually been cast in a movie? It's going to be a very indie underground film. You've probably never heard of it. I'm going to be playing the new Mr. Rogers, apparently, because look at these glasses, Adrian. They finally came in. Hipster Mr. Rogers. I've been owning this all day, and no one has questioned it. You're welcome.
You know why?
Why?
Everyone's afraid to question it.
You've got a point there.
You look like a serial killer from the 50s.
I'm okay with that. This is the greatest thing ever. And as we're driving around town looking for cigars in my micro car.
What color is your micro car?
Lavender. We look great.
No one even questions it anymore.
Nobody questions it.
No one questions it.
Just accepts it.
Oh,
Look at that. There they got a nice couple. A very nice couple. Anyway, anything else you'd like to say about this awful cigar that's kind of better but not great?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. What about you?
I don't think so. I am going to plug, because we did start on politics. I'm big on politics. Love political season.
He loves them.
He loves them. We are from the United States, obviously.
We are.
A lot of people on the BookTube world reside somewhere in Europe. I would say the UK, but I could be speaking incorrectly because I was educated in the United States.
And if Donald Trump wins, I am expecting one of you to host us.
Regardless, we like Bernie Sanders. That's our shtick. See, shtick. Ha, ha, Jewish. Get out there and vote. Honestly, you want to vote for Trump, go vote for Trump. You want to vote for old Bernie, go for it. Vermin Supreme, I don't care. Get out there and vote. Engage in the political process. Look at that little plug. Very nice. Very pretty.
Okay.
You should run for mayor.
I'm thinking about it.
Mayor of Kansas City.
Of Cameron.
Of Cameron, Missouri. Town of 9,000.
Someplace I've never really been.
I think you might have to dethrone...
I've been through Cameron!
This is nice. Oh, highways. You might have to dethrone Sly James. You might have to be mayor of Kansas City.
I'm okay with this.
I think I would be too.
I'm okay with this.
Anybody else in their right mind probably not going to cast that vote, but we should at least get a sign and put it in your yard.
We'll put it right on my balcony.
I think so. Adrian Fort wanted his own sign. And just see what happens. See if you get at least one nod.
If you would vote for me, hit the like button.
I've not hit the subscribe button. See, that's a smart move there.